Professor Ruchi, just wanted to confirm, it is you only, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Meera, I just wanted to check that this is the right link, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Professor Chaudhary, shall we start or shall we wait a little bit more for all the have around 200.
YouTube is on.
How many people you have on YouTube? I mean,
sir, around 60 now, 65 now.
60. So roughly 300 plus people right now.
Yeah.
I think then, Meera, we can start probably then. Shall I go ahead? Or?
Yes, I will just start. I'm just sharing some slides.
Yeah.
So I hope it is visible, the PPT, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate all the participants today. You have qualified through JEE Advanced and you are towards next step in your life. So congratulations and a warm welcome to this open house. So just wanted to give you a little bit brief about what the open house is going to be, what the general things that we are going to discuss. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. I am Meera Raghunandan. I'm a faculty in civil engineering, and I am also this year the nodal faculty who is coordinating the JEE Women's Help Desk. So JEE Women's Help Desk, we do have an email ID which was also shared with you through email for any questions you have related to academics of or life at IIT Bombay. You can always contact us. We have a website that is also maintained by our student mentor program. So I will share a link for that in the chat and you can take a look at it. And also, if there are any questions left at the end of it or later also you feel free to contact us through the help desk. So today's open house, before we start, just wanted to give a short set of instructions. We circulated a Google form to all the participants, all the candidates of JEE Advanced who have qualified, and we received a large set of responses. We had 900 plus responses, around 950 actually, and we have gone through all the questions that you have shared with us and your concerns, and we have compiled a set of questions, and we have a group or a panel comprising of our director, our associate dean academic program, JEE vice chair, as well as a set of faculty and student representatives who will be answering these queries for you. And if in addition to that, we will also have a live question and answer session after the general discussion of these questions that we have compiled from your questions. They are over. So for those questions, please use the chat function in WebEx. You can type in your questions and we will be taking them at the end of open house. Those who have issues with WebEx, we have also shared a YouTube link. So you can always go and watch the broadcast there as well. One thing I just wanted to mention, what questions we will not be addressing, because this open house is specifically aimed for discussing issues related to life and academics at IIT Bombay. So we will not answer any questions related to counseling, specifically like what rank, which department is better than other, or this IIT versus that IIT. Those questions we will not be entertaining, and nothing related to the statistics. You can refer to JOSA website for all those details. It is provided a lot in detail over there, and no quota related questions, although we will be taking questions specific to supernumerary seats, any concerns related to that. Though that is not a quota question, so just wanted to clarify that as well. Before we go into the agenda, like I mentioned, this agenda has been planned based on the questions that you have shared with us. We will start with a general address by director, and he will be answering some of the questions. In addition to his address, he will also address some issues related to ragging as well as COVID-19, how it has impacted the campus and how things will be going forward. Then we will have an address from our Associate Dean of Academic Program, Professor Preeta Pant, who will talk about, fees, scholarship, and general academics. And then we will also have a short presentation from Professor Sahana. She is the co-convener of the gender cell at IIT Bombay, and she will talk about what mechanisms are there in the institute to ensure safety as well as issues related to gender bias and any other harassment related issues. So she will be giving a brief presentation related to that, and then we will have a question and answer session with our panel that will comprise of faculty and student representatives. And based on the questions that you have shared with us, we will discuss questions related to campus environment and surrounding hostel life and amenities, other gender related issues, inclusivity and equal opportunities on campus, as well as some additional academic question. And then we will open the floor for discussion. So I wanted to introduce the panel that we have today. And before I introduce the panel, I thought I will start with the first open house question, actually. We received a few questions related to this topic. So actually the answer for that is evident in our panel. There were questions related to, are there female professors in IIT Bombay so that a female candidate feels more comfortable? Are there women in top positions in IIT Bombay? So to answer that question, you can see from our panel. So in addition to, for the first member of our panel is definitely our director, Professor Subhashish Chaudhary. And we also have in our panel, Professor Surya Dula, who is the vice chairman of JEE. And we have women from top position in both faculty as well as leadership roles in student. We have Professor Preeta Pant, who is the, Associate Dean for Academic Programs, who is present over here in this panel. We have students who are taking various leadership positions in our student mentor program as well as gender cell. So we have Apurva, Ishita, and Kirti. And we also have many representatives. This is a small subset of the faculty. We have women faculty at IIT Bombay. We have Professor Ruchi Anand, who is a faculty in Department of Chemistry. We have Professor Sahana Murthy. She is the co-convener of IITB Gender Cell, and she's a faculty in educational technology. We have Professor Janani Murlidharan. She is a faculty in Department of Mechanical Engineering. We have Professor Preeti Jyoti, who is a faculty in Computer Science and Engineering. And with this, you will see that it answers the question. You can see we have a wide spectrum of women representation in different positions in IIT Bombay. And with that, let's switch to the agenda at hand without taking a lot of your time, because those are the more important questions to discuss. So I ask Professor Subhashish Chaudhary, our director, to address the attendees.
Thank you, Professor Raghunandan. Dear students, particularly all the women students who have taken this one of the probably the toughest exam in the world, okay, and have qualified. So first of all, I extend my warm congratulations to each and every one of you And also, since right now you will be mostly at home, I also extend my congratulations to your family members, your parents, brothers, sisters, whoever you are with, because you have worked hard. They have given all the help and support you needed, because this is the time of pandemic. You have been at home, and that their support was very, very important. So welcome aboard on this new journey that you will be embarking very soon. And that's a journey called IIT. And the main purpose that we are having it, I think we had it also last year, a similar one, which was very popular. About more than 1,000 students joined from all across India. The reason is that, as you know, that because of the pandemic, you are not able to come to any campus, to visit them, to talk to somebody. And you may have quite a few questions which may remain unanswered, because it's not necessary that all of you have some family member who are engineers, right? It's quite possible. Of course, some of you may have. But if it is like this, so you may have naturally questions and queries. And we thought it would be a very good idea if we have an open house, and then we get to listen to you. And if possible, we'll try to answer most of your questions during the 1.5 hour session that we have scheduled. So as you know, the engineering profession has traditionally been, earlier days at least, used to be like a bastion for all the men. But things have changed over last 30, 40 years, and maybe last 20 years, definitely. And it is one of the probably very, very interesting profession, not only for the male students, but also the women students. And I think Professor Raghunandan tried to say that how many faculty members we have in IIT Bombay. I can tell you we have more than 100 faculty members in IIT Bombay who are women. So that means it's about 15% of our faculty members were women members. And they have, all of them have gone through similar kind of program that today you are trying to enter, right? So you will see Professor Pita Pant. She is a very well-known professor here in metallurgy and material science. Similarly, we have Professor Raghunandan here. So from civil department, we have people from computer science department, we have from chemistry. We have almost all of them are here. As a matter of fact, we have IIT Bombay. We have been trying to diversify in terms of the all kind of diversities that are possible while recruiting our faculty members, and also try to see if they can provide the leadership role. Because through them, just like some of you raised the question, do we get to meet any female professor? Of course, there would be. Similarly, we have deans, we have many other hostel wardens, we have different head of the departments. Many of them are women professors, very, very distinguished in their career. So the purpose of this particular one is the open house, twofold. I would say it's in my mind, okay. One is that we would like to tell you that engineering is indeed a profession worthwhile exploring for all of you. It needs certain kind of involvement, certain kind of specific trainings, because as you know, the task of engineers is very simple. You take the scientific, use science to make the lives of common people better. How you can make the people live a better life. That's basically the goal of engineers, right? And through that, our faculty members, various researchers, our alumni who have come out, they have been things trying to do social life. IITs collectively, right now, I'm not talking about only IIT Bombay, but overall, they provide an excellent opportunity for all of you to explore, to take you to somewhere where you can actually have wonderful peers, which will last for the rest of your life. And you will have plenty of opportunity to succeed as well as be happy in whatever career pursuit you do. Because for us, for IIT Bombay particularly, our motto is Jnanam Paramam Dheyam, which tells you that for us, knowledge is the supreme, and we pursue that. And while pursuing it, we see what benefits that can accrue from our pursuit of knowledge. IIT Bombay tries to provide an ambience which is very conducive for quality education. We claim to be like one of the best institutions, if not in anywhere in the world for undergraduate education, definitely so in India. This is the best that you can possibly get. So we want you to come and explore what IIT Bombay has to offer to you. And of course, there would be, you remember when you come here, all of you are toppers in your classes and others. And when you see that many of them from all distant part of India, they come together in the same place as a melting pot, okay, you actually find that what could be a most rewarding learning opportunity that you can actually see it in place like IIT Bombay. Of course, this particular year, we are still under pandemic, and I think you're joining, and at least the first semester, I think it will be, sorry, online. So right now there is no rush for you to head to any of the IITs, but at some point you need to come to, the actual campus that you get admitted to. And sometimes you feel, oh, why do I have to travel all the way across, like 2,000 kilometers to come to a specific IIT? Because I can probably go to my neighborhood engineering college if that's what I want. But I tell you, it's worth the journey, okay? No matter where you are, okay? It's a small step for you to come out and then join. How far the IIT doesn't matter, okay? But please do join. Do consider, you discuss with your family members and see that there are a lot of opportunities that an IIT education provide, and we'll be happy. That's what, as you know, IITs are the public institutions, and our job, key purpose of this is to make sure that we provide the best of education, best of the research and training that we do. We have, like, apart from undergraduate program, many of you later on will have access to master's and PhD programs also. You're most welcome to explore those. And also, initially, of course, you will be working mostly on the aspects of classroom-based teachings and laboratories and others. But in parallel, you will slowly have more opportunities to actually get into the life of doing research. So that's also a possibility that the IIT provides. So I'll not take much time because our purpose is to actually answer your queries and to see that if you have any doubts. So that's what we heard. So I'll stop here by congratulating you all again.
Is it just me with the signal with director?
No, I think it's the director's signal.
Professor Chaudhary? I don't know if you can hear us, maybe by switching off video.
No, I think his connection is broken now. We could continue and come back to him.
Okay. So maybe we can continue with the session, or we just wait for a minute. Let's see if he comes back. I think he had almost finished his thoughts, right? So maybe we can move to the next topic. Next, I would like to call Professor Preeta Pant, who is Associate Dean of Academic Programs. And after she is done, if we can ask Professor Chaudhary if there were any last thoughts, which I think we've missed because of signal. So, Professor Preeta Pant, please, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Meera. Very warm welcome to all of you. I feel old, you know. Every time a new batch joins, I realize that I am older by a year. But the joy of my job is that I get to work with young people like you, young, bright people who've worked very hard to get here and who are now ready to take their place in our campus along with existing students. So we would love to see you all here very soon. Well, you know, there is a pandemic which has tied our hands and your feet, but don't worry. Even if you have to do the first semester or so at home, let's all hope that things are getting better and you'll be here pretty soon. Now, that having been said, I'm sort of in my capacity here as the Associate Dean of of Academic Program. I'm also a professor in the Department of Metallurgical Engineering and Material Science. So before I launch into the academic program, since some of you had raised concerns about, you know, women and few number of women and so on, when I joined my undergrad degree in the Department of Metallurgical Engineering, there were a total of 4 women students, 2 in the batch senior to us and 2 of us. That's it. None in the batches before. When I joined the Metallurgical Engineering Department at IIT Bombay as a faculty member, I was the first woman faculty. The newest, I don't know if I was the youngest, but I was the first. And at that point, I made a choice. And the choice was that when, you know, gender is incidental, right? It's not something you deal with on a day-to-day basis. I happen to be a woman, and that's a fact of life. So I made a choice that any instant when things don't go the way I had hoped that they would go, I am not going to jump to the conclusion that things are not going my way because I am a woman. Okay? Because that leads to a victim-like feeling, which keeps me from giving my best and which keeps me from challenging things. And I think that was a good decision in the way things panned out. People were actually very good. People were very accommodating. People were very helpful. And I did okay. You know, I have done okay so far. So that would be my advice, you know, as an older person. Don't dwell upon gender on a day-to-day basis is my suggestion. There are plenty of other things to occupy your time. You're young, you're bright, you're in a great institute. Dwell on other things. So with that, let me get the older person advice out of the way and put on my Associate Dean AP hat. There are several questions that Meera had highlighted. Meera, should I take those up right now, or should I just talk for a couple of minutes and take up the questions when you come to them later? Sorry.
I think maybe questions related to the fees and scholarship, and we can take, and the others, if you want, we can discuss it when we talk about academics.
Okay, great. Okay, so I don't have a presentation. I do want to direct you to our academic section website and advise you to check that. There is actually a separate site that has been set up also for first year students. I'll just find it in a second. But I think I can share my screen with you briefly. So what do I want you to look at? I want you to look at the... Sorry, just way too many windows open. So this is what I want to show you. You could just Google, okay? You don't have to remember anything. You could just Google academic section IIT Bombay. And this is our shared content to be blocked by the operating system. Okay, I don't know what that... Can you see my shared window or not?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, so this is the academic section website. And you can navigate and find a whole bunch of useful information here. Okay, so for instance, there is the academic calendar here. I had opened it prior to this. Can I just... Okay, I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, so here is the academic calendar. We will very soon put up the calendar which is relevant to your batch. This is so far 21-22. If you click on it, this is what it looks like, okay? I very strongly recommend once you decide to come to IIT Bombay, once you've made the final decision, please look at it. It has all these dates. Don't worry if you cannot read everything right now. But, you know, for instance, it starts with reporting and registration. And for your batch, this calendar will come up very soon. Within a week or so, we're going to put this up. And then there is, you know, when do we allocation of minor courses, midterm course feedback, last date for dropping courses and so on. These terms will start making sense to you once you get into the academic program. And you will have a set of student mentors who can explain all of these to you. The reason I'm asking you to keep track of this calendar is that this is decided by our academic senate and there are deadlines for various activities. So once you are part of our student community, you and me are both bound by this calendar and neither of us can say, oh, but I didn't know that this deadline had passed by. It's our job to keep track of the calendar. Okay, what happens when? That's one of the things. And then there are other things such as rules and regulations. What are our academic rules and regulations? Okay, so here are rules and regulations for the undergraduate program. It's a big document. Again, I don't expect you to, you know, tonight, well, let me just open this site and I'm going to read this before going to bed. But if you feel stuck, you can go to your academic student mentor. You will be assigned a faculty advisor. You can go to your faculty advisor to say, look, I'm trying to figure this out, right? There were several questions about the interdisciplinary dual degree program. I'm trying to figure it out. It's there in our rule book. So you can approach these people who are there to help you navigate through the academics. You can also go look at the rule book. Okay, so applicable to these students, and you say, well, you know, too complicated, what should I do? Is IIIDP here? And yes, indeed, IIIDP is here on page 35. Guidelines for interdisciplinary dual degree program. This is what governs the interdisciplinary program. For instance, if you've joined as an undergraduate in the metallurgical engineering and material science department, and you decide I would really like to stay for one more year and do a master in systems and control, what are the rules? They are here. The general rules are all here. Okay. So again, if you're feeling lost, please approach us, but also look at the rule book because we will eventually tell you what is in the rule book. Okay. And then there were questions about scholarships and fees. Again, you navigate from the same site, from the same website. This kind of keeps coming in the way and I don't know how to get rid of it. Okay, so you can navigate from the same website, the original website. You see there's a link called scholarship. Okay, and if you go there, it starts with scholarships for postgraduate students and so on. And at the end, there is this tab called undergraduate scholarship. There are, of course, institute merit cum means scholarships. There is fee messing facilities for certain birth categories. There is remission of fees. Please note that these mean different things, right? Merit cum means that there is a certain academic performance required along with a constraint on the family income of the student, and those students can only get this scholarship. There is remission of scholarship. There are a whole bunch of named scholarships for which are there for different departments, and these are managed by the Dean of Alumni and Corporate Relations. So they have essentially tied up with several of our illustrious alumni who have donated funds to support students through their education. Okay. There are national scholarships, and these are the standard, you know, NTS scholarships and so on. And they maintain a list of FAQs. Again, so there's a scholarship calendar here. Again, these are also governed by a calendar. When should you apply? When will the decisions come and so on? Okay. So lastly, if you feel lost, if you can't figure out, please feel free to write to us. But please understand that the institute has about 12,000 students on roll. There may be certain delays in our response, which is why I say the first stop is contact your student mentor. They may be able to find out the information faster. Contact your faculty advisor. Look at these sites for information, and yes, then do write to us. Okay, so this is all that I had to say for now. I will stop sharing now. And once again, welcome. I'm sorry if I overshot my assigned time, and I will come back to answer academic questions when Meera tells me to.
Thank you, Professor Preeta. Professor Chaudhary, are you there? I think you got disconnected towards the end. So would you like to add something?
Well, I think I don't know where I got left out, but I just at the end I said that I wanted to congratulate all of them for for the journey that they have started, but it should not stop where just by being in the short list for joining IIT, but they should actually embark the journey. They should come, and we expect that they should hopefully select IIT Bombay. But as we claim that this is the best IIT, best education that they can get. So I look forward to meeting them all, and I'll later on take questions whenever it comes to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chaudhary. Next, I would like to ask Professor Sahana to give us some, insight into gender cell at IIT Bombay.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Sahana Murthy. I'm a professor in the Educational Technology Department and also the co-convener of the Gender Cell. Let me join all my colleagues so far in extending a very warm welcome to all of you. And if I may just follow Professor Preeta's footsteps and take a minute to talk about a few other things, because we are all members of the institute. We are all women members, we are all faculty or students, and this is our institute. So a lot of questions we received today were on the theme of, inclusivity, will I fit in? And gender is a running theme here. We talk a lot about it, especially because this is the open house for women students who qualify. But there are other kinds also. For example, I saw a lot of questions on chat about science streams. Okay, there may be some other disciplines also that you may be interested in. Now, whether you are a student in the engineering departments or the science departments or the HSS department or any of the interdisciplinary programs, you're all part of IIT Bombay. You're all students here. We welcome all of you. My own journey has been very convoluted. I was a science student, also an alum from the physics department in IIT Bombay, then moved over to education research, and now I'm in an interdisciplinary program. So just wanted to say that everyone is welcome. Everybody is a member here. And the undergraduate program has a lot more engineering departments, so sometimes we slip into that mentality, but this is for everybody. So everything we are saying today is for people who choose any discipline. And like I was telling a parent just last week whose daughter had qualified, there's no wrong choice you'll make. Please go ahead with what interests you. Everybody gets placed well, like Professor Surya has mentioned several times in the chat, and you will do great regardless of what branch you choose. So now, let me now wear my Gender Cell co-convener hat and tell you a bit about what provisions, what mechanisms are there in the institute. So Gender Cell is an institutional body. It's been around for more than 20 years. And the main thing we do, we proactively work towards developing a safe environment for all members of the institute and ensuring that all students gain their education without fear of prejudice, without fear of gender bias, hostility, and sexual harassment. You can think of this as our vision and our mandate. And this is extremely consistent with the institute's vision and also the law. Now, within this or under this, one of the things we do is that we have a legal mandate to handle gender-related complaints, such as harassment. We do this through our internal complaints committee, which sets up an inquiry committee, and it inquires as per very detailed and specific procedures. And IIT Bombay also has a policy related to this. I just wanted to address this right up front because we had a few questions, and this is also this is what the institute has. We engage in a range of activities which aim to promote gender amity in the institute. Okay, so what are these? For example, we organize several cultural and literary events, music, drama, talks, highlighting gender issues or highlighting the achievements of women. We've hosted several eminent women scientists, artists, and leaders in various fields. During the pandemic, what happened? So all this was going great in the face-to-face sessions, but once the pandemic and the lockdown hit, we just pivoted online and we organized a series of small-scale informal events called Gen Adda. And this was actually largely student-led and related to the theme of gender, such as viewing and discussing a film, such as discussions on topics of interest. So one of the topics we did was placements and are there any bias there? So there was a large group of about 30 odd students who participated in a very interesting panel discussion. We do book readings, poetry sessions where people in the community read their own poems, bring poems of others. So such events are also held. Then we hold a series of workshops and training events for students and employees of all types on gender issues in the workplace for all members of the institute. Again, this used to be held face-to-face. So pre-pandemic, it happened online in synchronous sessions in the last 2 years. And there have been two recent developments on this front that I would like to talk about. Firstly, IIT Bombay has instituted a mandatory gender sensitization program, which is an online course actually for all students and employees. So this is about to go live, and all of you, once you join, you will get information about it. This addresses issues ranging from what sort of conduct is permissible, what is suitable, what can you do. It talks about issues of sexual harassment. It talks about social issues like patriarchy and trying to understand why such a situation is there. It addresses issues as what we all can do as individual members and what we do as a community, as an institute. So it's a short set of online modules. The second development is actually, it's more at the institute level. It's called Gati. And this is an MHRD initiative, Gender Advancement for Transforming Institutions. About 20 odd institutions and universities around the country were chosen. It's a first cohort of its kind. And IIT Bombay is one of the institutes chosen. So we are committed to Gati, which there are several programs under it. So I think I'll stop here. I'll share a link to the Gender Cell website on chat, which has information about all the other issues. And if Meera asks some questions, channel through Meera your questions, I'm happy to take it. Over to you, Meera.
Thank you, Professor Sahana. So now let's move to some of the other topics. And again, I know some of the, I saw some chat messages saying when will our session begin. Actually, all the discussions that are happening are based on the questions raised by all of you only. So most of the questions you have asked will get addressed through the discussions we are having. And at the end of that, we will start with like a live question and answer. But I just wanted to again emphasize everything that we are discussing is based on the questions that we have received in the Google form. So that being said, let me next ask Ishita. She is one of the student representatives here today to talk about safety and security aspects related to campus. So she will address some of the questions that were asked on this topic. Ishita, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I am Ishita Gupta and I am a fourth year undergraduate student of IIT Bombay. First of all, a big congratulations to all of you, and I assure you that you will be given the best environment possible at IIT Bombay and a really warm welcome whenever you come to the campus. You guys had a lot of query about safety and campus environment, and I'll try to answer most of them. Firstly, starting with the environment here is socially stable and there is a lush green campus available at IIT Bombay. The environment is inclusive of women and provides equal opportunity. There is ample of freedom along with high safety. Now, talking about the aspects of freedom, there are no restrictions of timing of going out and coming into the campus, but at the same time, there is a 24/7 male and female guards available at the safety front. The transport inside as well as outside the campus is really smooth. Inside the campus, we have e-rickshaws, my bike, bicycle, etc. And outside the campus, the railway station and airport are merely 20 minutes away. The males can enter into the female hostels and females also can enter into the male hostels, but the timing is restricted from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and a female entry is necessary to enter into the hostel and vice versa. Also, regarding the security at the hostel front, there is a continuous CCTV footage available, and also we have hall managers and wardens for every hostel. Now, talking about the ragging policy, there are strict rules and regulations to prevent ragging at the campus. The freshers' hostels are separate, and only mentors can go for the first few weeks to reach out to the freshers. Also, we have our own hospital which provides 24/7 medical services to the students. Now, moving on to the gender cell, the gender cell is there to provide equality and justice on campus. There is 100% confidentiality in harassment cases. Also, we have the Student Wellness Center, which provides counselor for the mental health services. Also on the campus, we have the quick response team, which is just a call away whenever there is an emergency. That's all from my side. Rest, we'll take the questions in the question and answer round. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishita, for covering all the points. And obviously, it is not comprehensive. We will still have more questions that we can discuss once we go through some of the other topics. So next, I'm going to ask Apurva. She is also a student representative to just talk about what are the different hostel amenities that we have and general amenities that we have on campus.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. So, hello everyone. First of all, a very big congratulations to all of you to make it up to here. And I'm Apurva. I'm a fourth year undergraduate student. So, many of you had apprehensions and doubts regarding how the hostel life would be, and I will go over it. Starting off with the hostel environment, we have got separate hostels for male and female students, UG students, and
Hello, Apurva. Hello, Apurva. Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe we come back to Apurva then. Maybe, there might be an internet issue. Shall we move to the next question and then we will come back to her? Meanwhile, Apurva can just check her connection and join again if there is an issue. So, Apurva, are you there? Are you able to connect? Okay, and we'll come back to the hostel amenities question. In the meanwhile, let's there is another question which was there regarding when it comes to amenities of the institute about availability of mental health facilities and counselors. So, Professor Preeta, would you like to add something here?
Yes. So we actually have a student wellness center, a fairly big student wellness center. Again, they have their own website. I think they have at least 5 to 6 counselors there. And I think Meera had flagged to me that are there women counselors? Actually, there are nearly all except one are women. All the counselors are women. In fact, we I think had a tough time finding a male counselor. Now we do have one. So there are 5 to 6 counselors. They are available for walk-ins. You can schedule appointments to go visit them. I believe they also have a helpline. So they are also available on the phone. So if there are mental health issues, at least I encourage the students very strongly that look, if I hurt my arm or leg, I'm going to go seek out a doctor in the hospital. And if I'm having emotional distress that I cannot deal with on my own, then I'll go seek a counselor. There is no stigma associated with it. You should not question yourself or how strong you are or how weak you are. It is a facility available for our students. We understand that situations can be stressful and beyond our ability to control on our own. And hence, there are specialists who you should seek out. So those facilities exist.
Thank you, Professor Preeta. So, Apurva, can you try again? Let's see if your audio is working.
Probably not working. Want to go to next?
Yes, we'll move to the next. We'll come back to this. Okay, so next, there were some questions related to bias, regarding branch and gender. So specifically, we'll start with branch. And one of the very commonly, it was asked by many people that are branches such as civil, chemical, mechanical, metallurgy, are they suitable for girls? I think a little bit of it already Professor Preeta mentioned in the beginning. But we will, and also there was question related to, is there gender bias in these branches, and what are the career prospects? So I will ask Professor Janani to address this question.
Thanks, Meera. So hi everyone. So first of all, congratulations. I'm Professor Janani and I'm from the mechanical department. I think Professor Preeta and Professor Sahana gave you a good, idea of, what attitude to carry. I'll specifically talk about, the engineering fields of probably civil, mechanical, metallurgy, where, students come up with these questions. So before I go on and talk about gender bias, I think it's important for us to understand where these fields are heading. And like Professor Chowdhury said, we've come a long way. 50 years ago, it was a different area. And currently, these set of streams are going through a huge seismic change with regard to what they're working on. So, for example, most of mechanical engineering, we're looking at robotics design. We're looking at designing socially sensitive medical devices. We are looking at energy efficiency, building more smart systems, maybe nanomaterials, smart surfaces, so on and so forth. So the entire shift from what you might perceive as traditional engineering in these streams are having a seismic shift. They've been happening for a couple of years now. And the current trend is moving towards kind of digitization, AI, artificial intelligence, ML applied to some of these areas. For example, I study fluid flow around a car maybe, and we look at how to use ML algorithms to understand better design opportunities in these areas. So the key idea which I want to convey here is all of this is undergoing a seismic change world over. And IIT Bombay is one of the premier institutes in the country. So you would see that we have a lot of engagements with the top companies in the country as well as in the world, even the universities. So a lot of the work culture here mirrors universal culture, which is importance to research, quality research, rather than thoughts about thinking about whether, like Professor Pita said, first thinking whether my inability is because of my gender. Because the environment in IIT Bombay, the professors, the students around you, largely are just here as capable engineers, exceptional engineers for that matter, and are exploring working with companies on some of these leading areas. And really, we find that students, specifically female students who come into these departments, we get anywhere from 25 to 30 students per year who are female in each one of these departments. So there's quite a large number of students. And from my experience, what I've seen of them is they turn out to be very, very confident women, in many of them doing much better than their peers even, having no problem with placements, acing them, even for foreign subjects and areas. So I've had an interaction with a lot of students, women students especially, and they're very confident, they know their place, and have no problems speaking their mind and doing research at the world-class level. So I think specific questions I'll probably take in when Meera gives it to me. But yeah, Meera, that's over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Professor Janani. So me being in civil engineering, I just wanted to add to the thoughts, what Professor Janani mentioned. Like this is there is nothing called as there is a branch for girl and there is a branch for boy. Like especially, it's what you learn. There are opportunities. There's a wide array of opportunities in every branch. And you are in a very inclusive environment, and once you are here you will come to know, like for instance in civil engineering the general notion is that, oh, there is site work so girls can't do. I don't think, first and foremost, we should not be so restrictive about ourselves that we cannot do something. We can do anything we want. And just to add to that, another thought is, it's not just site work. There's design office, there are research related opportunities, there are even computer applications. There's a lot of additional work that is going on in the field, and you can explore it more, and I can answer more questions as we go forward. There are placement opportunities also in these fields, but the general thing I just wanted to add to this was, I think we have to move away from the question that is this branch for girls? Can girls do it? That way, like we are being restrictive about ourselves. So with that, let me move to the next question. And there was also some questions related to BS degree, specifically, what are the future prospects and what is BS in chemistry? So to answer that question, we have Professor Ruchi Anand from chemistry, and I would like her to, take this question up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome here. So I'm here to answer your questions for the BS program, and especially I'll talk about the BS chemistry program. We have a 4-year BS chemistry program, and you can opt for one more year if you would like, and get a master's also. Now, there was a specific question as to what kind of opportunities, job opportunities you get if you are in the BS program. So I would make it a more general answer also. So I actually got the statistics of how our students were placed after they did the BS program. So the power of chemistry, doing a chemistry-based program is you can go for non-core. That means jobs, or you can go ahead and pursue chemistry or related interdisciplinary sciences and do higher studies. So most of the jobs that are available after you finish your BS in chemistry, if you would like to go for a job, are in a non-core sector. That means we have a lot of students who end up joining banking sector. We have students who have done BS in chemistry and joined banks like ICICI and Axis, etc. They also go into consultancy. So what I mean is you can have a basic degree and if you have the right leadership and the qualities that you came across while you were doing while you were here, and you have your basic undergraduate knowledge, which is important, you can go out of chemistry also. Not that I'm encouraging you to go out of chemistry, but these are options which are available if you have a good undergraduate degree from IIT Bombay. So you're not restricted that you've taken chemistry and you cannot do any other kind of jobs. But I would prefer that people who join chemistry, many of them do develop an interest in chemistry, in research in chemistry. And in that case, many of our students after the bachelor's program go directly to top level universities. We have actually had students who have preferred chemistry and join chemistry so that they could go for higher studies. We have students who have gone to Columbia, Harvard, California, Caltech. We have a lot of students last year who went to University of Chicago, UIUC. So top schools, they end up doing PhD there if they would like. You could also go for master's programs if you want to do higher level chemistry. These days, actually, there is no such differentiation as to just chemistry. You can do chemistry and you can maybe join it with other disciplines like biology, even engineering, and do applied research. So that kind of things can go on while you're doing chemistry. And it is not restrictive to the conventional chemistry that you kind of remember reading at the high school level. So you remember that when you think about chemistry, it is not the only thing you studied in your textbook level. It changes dramatically as you enter your bachelor's. The type of information and knowledge you gain is more at par with what research is going on. So you will have a basic exposure to chemistry when you start here, but it will be built on how you can actually connect with research, what is going on in chemistry today. So remember that. For example, there was another question which I will actually augment right now. If you are a chemistry undergraduate, you have a lot of opportunity for doing undergraduate research. We have actually mini projects where you can join very soon after you join the chemistry program, where you can work in labs. And you can also approach a faculty and work in their labs at any point, and generally they accept the undergraduate students. And many of our students end up doing bridging projects with material science, with computer science, with chemical engineering, and their projects are not just in just one discipline. They're multidisciplinary projects that arise from it. You could do a minor in an engineering discipline as you are doing a bachelor's in chemistry. That is also possible. You could do a master's or combine it with MTech if you are a bachelor's in chemistry. So you could actually diversify yourself and as you grow into the chemistry discipline. So I just want to tell you, you have the choice at your hand what you want to do once you join IIT Bombay Chemistry. You could decide to go away from it and take that knowledge with you to do different other jobs like non-core sector jobs. They are all open to you. You can decide to be in chemistry and go to the next level with the research opportunities, or even if you do a PhD, you can join chemical industries at that point, or biochemical industries. But to get a good job in a chemical or a chemistry related industry, you will have to go a little higher than just bachelor's these days. So that was you will pursue chemistry a little bit longer. Good. Any other questions at any point? I'm here about pure design if you want to know. Yeah, over to you, Meera. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ruchi. There was also a question related to specifically, like in mechanical engineering, what are the future prospects of students and placements and like experience of women students studying in an environment with a little bit of skewed gender ratio. So Apurva, she is a student in mechanical engineering, and I hope now her audio is working. So Apurva, can you just check?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So, hello everyone. I am Apurva, a fourth-year undergraduate student in mechanical engineering department. So, first of all, a big congratulations to all of you for making up to here. A lot of you had many apprehensions and concerns regarding opting branches like mechanical, civil, metallurgy, etc. So, I will address this. I'll talk about the mechanical engineering program. So, a lot of students find it immensely interesting and diverse. We have got very exciting labs and a wide range of courses to choose from based on one's interest. Mechanical engineering. So, mechanical engineering is about the science of machines. In the curriculum, we have a mix of practical and theory courses covering the concepts like thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, manufacturing, automation, and controls, etc., enabling you to finally design some machines. So there are a lot of project components in the courses you do, where you get to work on in the labs, where you get a hands-on experience. Coming to the placement opportunities, so mechanical engineering offers a lot of opportunities, whether it's core or non-core. In the core, we have companies like Mercedes, Land Rover, Daikin, which come to the institute for placements. We also have students who go for higher studies in the reputed universities like Stanford, MIT, and the likes of it. And one thing I would like to mention, you being a girl doesn't I mean, there are these opportunities are same for for all the genders. You being girl, you don't fall on any sort of disadvantage or anything of that sort, so you can be assured of that. Students from the department have also taken exciting research in the fields of manufacturing and robotics. This is a misconception that mechanical, civil, these branches offer you roles in like on-field work. So you are definitely encouraged to do that as well. But if you are looking for some off-site work, there are ample of opportunities in this respect as well. So you can do simulation, you can do a lot of exciting stuff. With this, I think I will share my screen to show you the SMP website, where we have got all the departments, like the information about all the departments and the perspective of students on them. Can I share the screen, ma'am?
Yes, you can. I've just made you presenter.
Yeah, 1 second. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll share this link in the chat as well. So this is the SMP website. SMP is the student mentorship program, and we have the information about the departments under this academics tab. So all the departments and the perspective of students on these departments, the information about the departments, etc., are shared on this website, and you can go through it to get a detailed information. So that is all from my side, ma'am.
Thank you. Apurva, would you also like to talk about the hostel amenities, maybe a little shortly, because I think we are running a little short on time also.
Right, sure, ma'am. So many of you had doubts related to the environment in the hostels, the rooms, etc. I'll cover those. I will try to cover those. So starting off with the hostel and rooms, we have got separate hostels for males and females, and each of you will be assigned a room, and you will have to share it with one other person. So one thing to clarify, in no way these rooms are dependent on your branch or biased on the branch you get. All the students are allotted similar rooms. Now, the first year hostels are located somewhat far from the senior hostels, so as to prevent ragging. And in the first few weeks, only the allotted student mentors are allowed in these hostels. So to reiterate, IIT Bombay has very strict policies on ragging and zero tolerance for ragging. So you can be assured in that aspect. Now, coming to the rooms and the facilities in the hostels, rooms are adequately furnished. and we have common bathrooms and washrooms, but special emphasis is given to for maintaining the hygiene in these. For the mess, we have got a lot of variety of food, as many of you are concerned regarding that, concerns regarding that, and we have got options for veg, non-veg, and Jain food. We have got amenities like water cooler and washing machines, and you can always use them. We have got separate gym facilities, sports facilities in the hostels, as well as some common sports facilities which are open for all the like for males and females. But in your hostels, you can utilize the facilities if you want a separate ones. Now we also have got a hospital, ITB hospital within the campus, and you can like go over there for any issues. Coming to the life at IIT Bombay for the first year students, we have got classes in morning and evening, and the lecture hall is located very close to the residential area. So you can take a walk to reach the lecture halls, or you can take the e-shuttles and autos which are available in the institute. Students are encouraged to explore a lot of technical activities, sports and cultural activities right from the beginning of the semester. We also have got compulsory NSO, NSS and NCC courses for the first year students, which are like sports and culturals, the social service and national cadets. So you can choose from them. Yeah, so so one more thing to mention about the hostels. We have got this wing system in place. So each one of you will be assigned a room which you will have to share with a person, and we have got a wing which consists of 6 rooms. So that makes 12 students in one wing, and a student mentor will be provided to a set of these 12 students. So yeah, these were the so these are the questions which I have like taken up now. We can move to the other questions later on.
Okay, thank you, Apurva. So next, we'll just talk a little bit about availability of equal opportunities on campus. Do women engineers get jobs same as men seen in the past? Are placements and internship opportunities equal for all genders? Are there equal chances of girl getting to study abroad? And do females get equal opportunities for roles in student administration as their male counterparts? Are the clubs and societies open for both genders, as well as opportunities in terms of sports on campus? What is it for women, and how does it affect any participation in events? And also we have Kirti who will address, and I think some of the comments will be given by Apurva also. So maybe quickly we can address this as well. Kirti?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Hello, everyone. I am Kirti Agrawal, a fourth-year dual degree student in Electrical Engineering Department, and I congratulate each and every one of you. I'll just go over briefly over the extracurricular activities present at IIT Bombay and how they are accommodating irrespective of our genders. So, starting with the technical activities, we have a large variety of clubs. Starting from web and coding club, electronics and robotics club, maths and physics club, etc. And like we all the female students participate in several competitions, hackathons, and people in the institute are very accommodating. We also have student teams like IIT Bombay racing team, Mars rover team, and we have a good participation of female students in them as well. Then moving over to cultural activities, we have a thriving set of clubs like dance, dramatics, debating, fashion and lifestyle, etc. And they have huge set of activities for the first year students, and which you guys will experience soon. Moving forward to the sports activities and that promote fitness. So we have women participating in both inter-IIT and intra-IIT competitions with absolutely no bias, and we also have several teams winning over these competitions as well. So it's very we have like people in the institute are very accommodating, and the facilities are truly immense, and it's for us to explore. Also, needless to say, all these activities, technical, cultural, sports, etc., they're equally open for student administrative positions for female students as well, and you can lead these positions by applying for various positions of responsibilities which have no bias on the basis of gender. Also, by listening to these things, I think everyone would be overwhelmed by about time management and how do people manage academics along with extracurriculars at IIT. So I feel that managing time wasn't an issue, and we do get sufficient time after our lectures as well as our research work to explore these things and extracurricular activities as per our as per we like. Yeah. So this is all from my end as of now. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirti. Apurva, would you like to add something here?
Yes. So as I was saying, some of you asked that whether there are equal chances of getting a girl to study abroad. There are absolutely equal chances. So it just depends upon your interest. There is no discrimination based on your background or the gender. And same goes for placement and internship opportunities as well. We have got many student bodies which are head by the girls, like women. And as Meera ma'am pointed out, like in the panel itself, you can see that there are many women professors. So it just depends upon your interest and the dedication you put in. Otherwise, there is no discrimination at all in these respects. Yeah.
Thank you, Apurva. So then next we move to some more specific gender issues that have come up. So I would ask Professor Sahana, are there any steps taken by IIT Bombay to address gender inequalities and stereotypes and other gender-related issues?
Yeah, thanks, Meera, for the question. So, like I said earlier, there are different levels at which the institute has processes and mechanisms. The gender cell is a large body. It has, by the way, I must tell you that the gender cell comprises faculty members, both women and men, comprises students and a few other staff members from the institute. Okay, so it's not just it's a largish body, and in terms of addressing, so let me take this in two parts. One is, what do we do if an incident happens, if something untoward happens? What we do is we encourage the student to come and talk to us as soon as possible. Okay? This doesn't mean, all this means is that we will hear her out, we will put forward the options, and then see how she wants to proceed. For example, the student who has been aggrieved, she might want to file a formal complaint, or she might want us to warn the person who has done something or something else. So we see what is possible in terms of the rules and also what the student wants. We don't force anything, but why we urge the student to come to talk to us is that Gender Cell has a large number of mechanisms available to take the matter and try to resolve it. Utmost confidentiality is assured. Just because a student comes to Gender Cell does not mean that we'll go and tell the parents or we'll go and tell the FACAT. None of those. There is confidentiality. In fact, all of us sign an agreement. We sign an oath of confidentiality. Okay, so that is if something happens, what can you do? What measures do you have? The other part is about the inequalities, the sort of the casual sexism and culture. What do we do to address that? So again, there are several. Some of these are talks, some of these are workshops. We do a training for all first years initially on how do we. We are in an institute with people of all genders at all levels. So when you interact, it could be with your classmate, a friend, a senior, a mentor, a professor, somebody in the lab. It could be also a person with whom you have a more serious romantic relationship. So how do you interact with all these people at different genders? So we discuss some of these issues. And the online course that I mentioned earlier does address some of these issues in a very specific way. So Meera, back to you. Actually, let me ask Ishita, Apurva, Kirti, if you want to add anything to this, because there's a student side to it also.
I think Ishita had also talked briefly in the beginning about Gender Cell as well. Ishita, would you like to add something here?
Yeah, surely. So in Gender Cell, there is 100% confidentiality, and we handle cases of harassment and assault. And I assure that there is 100% women's safety in the campus. We have the QRT team available which is just a call away. So that's all for me.
Thank you, Ishita. So there was also another question which had come up many times, and I have seen in chat also that is there a bias because girls have been admitted under female quota and have lower ranks as compared to boys, and are girls looked down upon others due to supernumerary seats? Professor Preeta, would you like to address this question?
Sure, I will. I will try. Thanks, Veera. Are there biases? I don't know. Are there biases where we live right now, not having come to the IITB campus? I think there are, right? There are biases that I cannot wish away. But do those biases come in the way of my academic progress at IIT Bombay? Certainly not. Do those biases stop me from, so many students have spoken here about leadership positions in student teams? They don't. Are those biases so strong that, I will not be able to step out of my hostel? Am I unsafe? Am I going to feel uncomfortable in a class? I can assure you that doesn't happen. So I cannot wish away societal biases. I cannot answer for every individual who lives on this campus that they will not have biases, and those biases will never ever come out in their interaction. But what I can assure you is that if at any point you feel that you are being harmed both by those biases, you can bring it up. You can go to the gender cell. You can come to dean, associate dean academic if it is interfering with your academic progress. You can go to your faculty advisors. IITB is one of these one of these campuses where both the director and deputy director are very accessible to students. So you can approach any of us. You can say, look, this happened, and I assure you that it will be addressed. That I can promise. Okay. So I would suggest that don't let that be a factor in deciding whether you will come to IIT Bombay or not. It's one of the safest cities for women. And now I say this as a woman, one of the safest cities. This is one of the most open, most student-friendly campuses. So set aside those worries. You should be careful. And if a problem happens, please immediately address it. You don't have to bear with it. You will never have to bear with it. We will support you 100%. So, and yeah, I think that is all I have to say.
Thank you, Professor Preeta. There were also some questions related to how is the ambience of the institute with regards to students coming from various castes and religions. So, Professor Chaudhary, I would like to point this question to you if you would like to address it.
Okay, sure. Okay. So this is an interesting question. The reason, if you see that, just before me, Professor Preeta talked about the reservation in women and others, right? So we have to understand that India is full of diversity, okay? And this diversity could come in many forms. Gender is, of course, one that we are talking about most of the time here. There could be diversity in terms of caste, in terms of religion, in terms of food, dress, language, so many different ways, right? And what is good about the IIT system, it's being cosmopolitan. Like, you have people from almost all parts of India. They come from different backgrounds. Some of them, I see it here. He says, I come with a Hindi background. Somebody says, I come from maybe Tamil background, non-Hindi background. And all of them, it should be a melting point here, okay? Now, if that happens, the question, like right now we are talking, I see some of you are saying that this is my rank. Okay, what happens? Now I'll tell you one thing, that once you come here inside the campus, your rank is all forgotten. Okay. Once you come here, the caste, other things, whatever religion, they will never be in any of these documents that we have access to. It will be only for at the admission time. So when we go to the class, we do not know who is who. Okay. When you write the exam in the right, you write your roll number, right? I think some registration number. So I don't even know that in that case, whose paper I'm correcting. So in that particular case, so it's a process of making the system as unbiased as possible with respect to caste or any kind of, the religion or language or any other kind of diversity, right? So this is our goal, and we'll continue to do that in whatever way. And I think IIT Bombay has all such kind of things, like we have a gender cell. Similarly, we have an SC/ST cell, and we definitely look forward for being your participation. So it's absolutely essential when you join here, you forget all your tags in terms of this particular thing. Okay, you should only think about the sky is the limit. I have come here with a mission to accomplish, to make good friends. Okay, take the best that IIT can offer, and then we want you to be the most successful alumni, and then we'll continue to have the relations. That's our goal. So let's not worry about this. We should have a very, very pleasant experience here. Is that okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chaudhary. So now let me move to some other questions related to academics, and many of these are getting repeated in chat also. So it should cover a lot of the questions you are having here as well. First is, what is the research environment in IIT Bombay, and how does a student studying at IIT Bombay differ from leading abroad institute in terms of research opportunities? So maybe Professor Preeti, would you like to address this question?
Sure. Am I audible, Meera?
Yes, yes.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. First of all, many congratulations to all the students for having cracked this very difficult exam. So you're here, you've done it. So feel very happy and proud about this achievement. So very quickly, I am a faculty member in the computer science department. And before I talk about research opportunities, I want to echo some of the comments that my distinguished colleagues have made about these perceptions and how to deal with these perceptions. So you're all at this very exciting juncture in your life. There are lots of new directions. There are lots of unknowns ahead, right? You'll have to navigate many new things, but it's the same, regardless of whether you're a boy or a girl. There are unknowns and new things. You will have to figure it out, and you will. You're all very bright young people. You will find these things out as you come on campus. You will find out what are your interests, what are the related opportunities. You will figure it out. Don't get yourself bogged down by perceptions of what you're supposed to be good at or what you're supposed to be worse at because you're a girl. These are all distractions. So I would say completely disregard these distractions. So already some things have come up about what disciplines are more suitable for women. But if you buy into those kinds of perceptions, even once you get into a branch, there will be perceptions about what sub-areas in the branch the girls are supposed to be good at and supposed to be worse at. These are all artificial boundaries. Completely disregard them. Don't bother about these kind of perceptions or expectations. Feel confident that you can come here and you will figure things out. And I guarantee you that you will. We've all seen lots of female students and male students figure this out equally in equal capacities. So it absolutely does not matter. Okay, so I just wanted to add that and to echo the sentiments that my colleagues have just said. With regards to research opportunities, I see a few questions on the chat about minors in computer science. Yes, absolutely. You can do a minor in computer science because I'm in the department. I can say this. I also want to make a plug for a new center because I saw some questions about data science and I work in machine learning. So there's a new center for machine intelligence and data science, which offers a minor in AI and data science. So this is for students who are not in the CS discipline. There is also an interdisciplinary dual degree program in AI and data science, which is for, again, the BTech students from non-CS disciplines. So these are, again, very new and exciting opportunities which are available. So do check it out. It's called C Minds at IIT Bombay, which offers these programs. So this might be of interest to many of the students. With regards to the specific question about research opportunities, I will go as far as to claim that the research opportunities at IIT Bombay rival that of any top university world over. And in fact, I think research opportunities for undergraduates are more at IITs, and you'll get a lot more face time with our world-class faculty members and get lots of research opportunities, maybe even more than in top universities abroad. Because in top universities abroad, there is very, very kind of focused attention paid to graduate students, which of course is there here as well. But in terms of research opportunities awarded to undergrads, it's very, very vibrant, the research scene here at IITs, especially in IIT Bombay. In fact, there are programs dedicated to offering research opportunities to undergraduate students. And you will learn more about them as you come on campus. So there are campus-wide kind of calls that go out to various faculty members, specifically to give research opportunities to undergraduate students. So in terms of research opportunities, I think it's extremely vibrant. And again, here, there are no distinctions, absolutely no distinctions. Regardless of whether you're a boy or girl, there are equal opportunities in terms of research, right? So I think this was mainly what I wanted to say. And I see a few questions about why IITB, especially why IITB instead of IIT Delhi, among other older IITs. So just a quick plug, I think apart from the strong academics, which I don't think I need to convince anyone, IIT Bombay is the top engineering institute, has consistently been over the last few years. But there is something for everyone on campus. So there is a very strong startup scene. If you have entrepreneurial kind of aspirations, there are very strong extracurricular activities, excellent sport infrastructures, and there's an extremely strong alumni network, which creates many opportunities. So that's also a very strong point, which is in favor of IIT Bombay. And of course, you're in Mumbai, which is a great city. And it's also very, very well connected to every other city in the country. So I think with that, I won't take more time and I'll take more questions if there are any. Thanks, Meera.
You're muted, I think.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Sometimes this happens with me. Kirti, would you like to add something here as a student in terms of like research opportunities?
Yes.
There are a few more quick questions we'll go through. Yeah, please go ahead, Kirti.
Yeah, so I just want to add that faculties are very welcoming in case you are interested to pursue research in any field of your interest. It just requires enthusiasm and work under them. That's it. Also, institute offers like undergraduate research award to recognize the work that is done by students and appreciate their contribution towards research. We also have credited research. So like institute has various opportunities, it's just for us to explore. We also have in semester research program along with summer undergraduate research program for students to pursue and explore research in their first and second year of the institute journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirti. So I think the next question is a very important question which has come, and I think it is very important as a student to answer this question: how to manage it all, academics, extracurricular, and still have an overall development. So like you have now heard, there are so many facilities that are available on campus, and obviously we have strong academics. So how to balance everything? Maybe let's ask Preeti, would you like to start us off with some points? Would you like to add something here?
Sure, I can try. So I think maybe my advice would be take some time initially to figure out where your interests lie, because it can get a bit overwhelming. There are too many things, there are too many opportunities. If you try to do too much at once, you might get overwhelmed and then end up kind of at a suboptimal place. So maybe take a little time to identify where your interests lie. It could be a specific subject. It could be a specific research problem. So there are, during my stay here, I've seen students do various things. So there are some students who really get interested in research. So then they really deep dive into research. Then there are students who are very, very interested in certain topics which are outside the department. It doesn't even have to be restricted to your department. And so then they spend a lot of time investigating kind of those topics. For instance, we had students who are in the engineering physics department who got very interested in specific computer science topics. And so then they would spend a lot of time on those specific topics. But the main crux is that it does take a little time to identify where your interests lie. So give yourself that time. Don't be in a hurry. And then once you identify that, then you can allocate more kind of meaningful amount of time towards those interests and then develop those interests further. So I think that would be my 2 cents.
Thank you, Preeti. Anyone else from the faculties would like to add something here? Professor Chaudhary, would you like to add something here? I think this is an important question all students will face.
I think it's been, well said. I think, see, I understand that there is certain hesitancy in terms of the students to, when they come here to open up. Okay. So because, if you keep it to yourself, okay, then sometime what happens, you are not able to leverage all the opportunities that the IIT can provide, right? See, the IIT Bombay got developed over the last 60 years with so much of opportunities for the students, okay? Be it research, if you want to do it, you'll have to approach the professor in the area that of course, you cannot do from day one. You need a little bit of training, and it happens. Some handholding is required. Some professors will give you. You have your seniors, sometimes they will help you. Okay, each department has a mechanism so that there are possibilities. But at the same time, it has to be that your interest has to be there. Okay. But at the same time, remember, when you come to IIT, there are several things that you should be very careful. One is that, there will be competition because all students are excellent. So you have to do well in your studies. That has to be there. Now, on the top of that, IIT offers various soft skill and other kind of development, which is also very much required today, right? How do you talk? How do you interact with other people? That also you have to practice and get involved in various kind of opportunities. There are clubs, there are, certain societies that you could be member of. Then other thing is that you prepare your future, whether it's a job or it's a research career. Then I think, you have to prepare yourself. So you will get, I tell you, you are not the first group that we are admitting. And you have a long chain of people, who are there. I think we have some of the, student SMP members. There are many of them. They will guide you. And if you have any difficulty, we have other people, the professors, your faculty advisors in each department. They'll be very much, try to help you. But do approach. I think that's the key thing. And also, I would say that initially we probably will have everything online at the first to start with the semester because still we are under pandemic. But don't worry about it because initially it may be difficult to have that kind of interaction. But when you come to the campus, I'm sure that you will, the pandemic would soon be over, I'm sure. And then you will get the complete benefit of being in the IIT campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chaudhary. Maybe something from the student side, Kirti?
Yes, ma'am, sure. As I already said that first year is for us to explore, and it, as ma'am mentioned, Preeti ma'am, that take your time and explore things. It's indeed true. For first year can be overwhelming, but we do get a lot of time apart from our lectures and academics to explore things that we like and enjoy those activities, interact with peers, senior students, which helps in our overall development, as mentioned by Director Sir. So yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you, Kirti. I would like to just have Professor Preeta, would you like to add something here? Since you are Dean AP also, so we can use some comments from you as well. You are on mute, I think. You are doing what I was doing.
Yes, yes. Well, I think Preeti put it very nicely, saying that give yourself some time to figure out what is important to you. Again, donning my hat of the Associate Dean AP, I would say that, look, please remember that the primary reason you came here is to study, right? Of course, this is also the time that you're going to kind of become the person that you are, right? Till now we were, well, your dad's daughter and so on, or whatever, and older brothers, younger sister, and so on. For several of you, this will be the first time you're on your own. You're going to make your own choices, from trivial things like, well, should I get up early enough to eat breakfast before I go to my 8:30 lecture, or should I just skip breakfast and run to the 8:30 lecture, to more important things, right? The kind of things that Preeti talked about. Does research excite me, or am I more an entrepreneurial kind? Right? And you cannot do everything. So you give yourself a chance to sample different things and figure out what is important to you. I think the most important thing is that don't get sucked in by what is popular. This is what all my classmates are doing, so I should also do this. This is what the happening group of students is doing, and hence I should also do this. No, you are a very unique individual who will have her own strengths. So figure out where your strength lies, and if you figure that out, you will do very well at whatever you choose to do, because the opportunity is there and you have the capability. You've just proved it. Okay? But don't try to do everything all at the same time. Often what happens is that we meet students who wake up in their third year saying, you know what, I was just very fascinated by this and that and the other, and in the process I've made a complete mess of my academics. Please do not do that. It does matter what your CPI is, irrespective of what people tell you. Okay? So keep it at some respectable level, and around it do whatever excites you. So that would be my advice.
Very good advice. Thank you, Professor Preeta. There are also some general academic questions, and many of them are coming in chat also. There's a lot of discussion related to what are the minors, what is branch changes, electives, double majors, like how much flexibility is there to have interdisciplinary programs. So I'll come back to you again, Professor Preeta, if you would like to add something in this. And
so I think I had, so thanks, Veera. Sorry for interrupting. I think I had typed in the chat box also that there are two ways that you can explore, at least as per the current setup, there are two ways that you can explore branches other than your parent branch. One is by doing a minor in another branch. So irrespective of what you've been admitted into, I think Preeti spoke about a minor in AI and machine learning. There are minors in design, in physics and so on, and you have to do 5 courses in one of those branches to complete a minor, and this gets mentioned in your transcript. So for example, Bachelor of Technology in Mechanical Engineering with a minor in design and entrepreneurship. Okay, so you could do that. That could be one way. If you don't want to commit for 5 courses, we have something called electives. And under electives, departments do allow students to do courses from various other departments. Again, an opportunity to explore where your interest lies in a classroom setting. And then there is something called an interdisciplinary dual degree program, which is essentially that, so we have a dual degree, right? There are some of you would have admitted into a dual degree program, meaning you're going to spend 5 years here and you will get a bachelor's and a master's degree. Now you could choose to say that, well, I'll do my bachelor's from, again, say metallurgical engineering, but I would like to do my master's from systems and control. So these are fewer seats. There is tough competition. There is a selection process, and you could do a master's in a different department. That's again a bigger commitment because you are spending another year. You're doing a project. You're doing courses in a different department, and then your degree becomes a bachelor in metallurgical engineering with a master's in systems and controls. Okay. I think so. So those are the various ways you can explore other departments and programs in other. And Ruchi had talked about projects, right? There are research projects. There are research projects which might be part of your curriculum, which you have to do in your parent department. But I think IIT Bombay is open enough that if you get involved in a research project in another department, there are no constraints on you working with anybody. Okay. So Meera, there seems to be a deluge of messages about preparatory courses.
Yes,
I'm not quite sure what is expected. I did respond saying that preparatory courses are conducted in 4 subjects. It's physics, math, chemistry, and English. And after completing the preparatory program successfully, which is year-long, I believe the students go to the institute and the branch assigned to them through JOSA. I would request Surya to correct me if I misspeak here.
Professor Surya?
Yeah, so I think, yeah. So, and these preparatory courses, who conducts them? It rotates. This year, IIT Bombay will be conducting it for students who are designated to come to IIT Bombay, as well as, I believe, Goa and Harvard, and there may be a couple of other IITs, but I do not know that. I do not know at this point. I cannot answer questions about the syllabus or the exams of preparatory courses. Okay. I think you'll figure it out once you enroll in I'm assuming it's basic physics, chemistry, math, and English. But I don't know. So anything else that I've missed?
No, and there was also one question related to some students were asking, can the 5-year program be converted to 4-year, or the 4-year can be converted to 5-year?
4-year can be converted. Yeah, 4-year can be converted to 5-year. Like I said, IIDP or even within your branch, you can choose to convert from 4 to 5 years. Converting 5 years to 4 years is less common. But it can be done as per the rule book. It is strictly for students who are struggling academically. Okay, so there's a threshold CPI, and if your CPI is below that, but the department may recommend, because the department knows its students the best, they may evaluate and they may recommend that a student be allowed to finish with a bachelor's degree, even though they may have signed up for a dual degree. But there is a catch there. Okay, that you will not get that degree before at least 4.5 years. So you could convert, but there are rules governing all of these conversions. Okay.
Thank you. So I think we have already overshot the time, but at the same time, as you can see in chat, many of the questions are being answered, and as the questions are discussed in the panel, also, the questions in chat are being addressed. So I think as we move forward, maybe we can move towards some of the closing remarks. Just one question I wanted to mention, because it was mentioned by many people. One was, I think Professor Preeta already mentioned regarding you have to keep an eye on the academic calendar, because many students mentioned when will the semester start, and when will stuff be online, or when can you come to campus. So all of this you will be informed as things go and proceed forward. And also there was one question which I just wanted to take up, which was regarding placements in non-tech placement of non-tech students in tech companies. Not Let me just rephrase it. Can and also, like, so like, can BS students sit for technical jobs or can mechanical students sit for IT jobs? So maybe one of the students, or like a civil student, can sit for IT job, computer science job. So maybe one of the students, would you like to take this up and answer in terms of placement, how it is?
Yes. Okay, Apurva, go ahead.
Yeah, so this depends on a lot of other factors, like the activities you have taken part in, the minor you have. So there are certain companies which specify this thing that whether they are open for certain branches or not. If that is not the case, then you can surely sit for the placements. Any student from civil department or mechanical department or chemistry can sit for the tech companies as well, as long as the company has not set any restrictions for that.
Okay, thank you, Apurva. I think other than that, most of the questions we have covered. There are some questions related to applications of robotics and AI. I think Professor Janani may have already answered it. Can I just confirm? It has been popping again and again in the chat.
Yes, answered. I think it was Anayasha's question, so I've kind of answered that.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
there are faculty working on both these areas and also cross coupling. So there's a lot of opportunities there. Yeah.
Okay. So I think with this, maybe we can move towards closing remarks for this open house. First, I would like to ask any of the faculties, would you like to say something in closing, as we end this session? Preeti, would you like to say something? Professor Ruchi?
Yes, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, okay, maybe let's start with Preeti. Yes.
I didn't have a lot to say, just that, again, welcome to the IIT system, regardless of where you end up. I'm sure it'll be an amazing journey. This is the start to essentially adulthood, right? You'll be making independent decisions. You're moving away from home. You'll be dealing with kind of new situations, lots of kind of new stimuli. So I hope it will be an exciting and productive journey for all of you. Welcome again, and hope to see many of you on our IIT Bombay campus.
Thank you.
Thanks, Meera. Yeah, for inviting
Professor
me.
Ruchi, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I just also want to say that please, Preeti said what I wanted to say mostly. All I wanted to add was that with regards to research activities, you should remember that if you are in IIT, you are actually as an undergraduate getting, at least in not only in the bachelor's programs but in other programs also, you're getting the opportunity to experience research in your undergraduate, which within India people don't get that opportunity that easily. So you are in touch with labs and we have a lot of visiting faculty, international faculty who come here, give lectures, give classes. We have programs. So the research opportunities you are getting here are in par with what you would get at any foreign university, wherever you go in the world. And our system is very akin to it, with projects and with the type of environment you enter. You will be able to do not only a basic degree, but your research, getting akin to research will be able to happen right here. So I just wanted to add to the fact that you are in a very unique place here at IIT Bombay, and maybe perhaps in certain other IITs, where you can understand what research is at the bachelor's level and even participate in a research environment. So that's all I wanted to just add to the research.
Professor Janani, would you like to? Oh, sorry, I misspoke.
No, I just wanted to say good luck.
Okay. Professor Janani?
Yeah, just one point, because I see a lot of questions relating to should I get up at 2 a.m. and do I have to? So I sense that there is a lot of pressure, peer-wise, that you sense you might have and you might have to do. But one thing to keep in mind, pick and choose things slowly. Keep in mind that, your balance within yourself. So if you need to sleep, get the right amount of sleep, get the right amount of exercise. In the long run, sustained performance is important. right? So in that sense, don't come with the mindset that first year you're going to come and pull all-nighters and all that. I think the institute also encourages and gives such an environment. So just be relaxed about things. Take your time to figure out your comfort level. And the institute has a lot of opportunities for each of your capabilities. So I don't think, don't let peer pressure get at you and question your capability based on other people's statements. Yeah, that's just what I want to say.
Thank you. Professor Sahana? Anything in closing?
Actually, just ditto to everything what everybody else has said. Welcome again, all of you. And like I said earlier, I just want to say that, a lot of you are still getting worried about what should I do this, should I do that. There's really no wrong choice. Okay? Trust your decision, follow your interest if you have something strong. And if you don't, if you think you're open about it, that's also fine. Come here, you'll really have a good time, whichever branch you choose, whichever IIT you choose, because they're supportive people, they're exciting people, peers, mentors, colleagues, faculty, and all. So just use this opportunity without getting stressed about these little decisions. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you. Any of the students? Maybe let's. Professor Preeta, would you like to add something in closing?
I I think we've said quite a bit. I just want to mention that in my years here, the reason I like teaching is because of the students. And I've met wonderful women students. I've had women students who did all these leadership things that you're talking about, Mood Indigo, Tech Fest, this, that. And then she got a job in McKinsey Consulting, said no to it, went on to do a PhD at UCSB, and was very happy with her decision. Never ever did she regret that when her classmates were driving fancy cars, she was going for a run by the sea while doing her PhD. I have had students who worked and then decided to start a manufacturing company. Very rare, and I think IIT Bombay recognized her with a Young Alumnus Award a couple of years ago. So, you can do what you want to do, but please keep in mind the advice that you've received, that you cannot do it all. Evaluate what's important to you. Give yourself time to settle down. Don't be too harsh on yourself either. Give yourself time, figure out what works for you, and then work really, really hard at it. That's all. Good luck again for wherever you choose to go to. We would love to see most of you here if possible. And congratulations to you and your family. Thanks.
Thank you, Professor Preeta. Professor Surya, would you like to add something in closing? I think there might be an issue with the connection. Professor Surya? Okay, Apurva, Ishita, Kirti, would you like to add something in closing? And then we'll move to the final remarks.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Sorry, Kirti, you can go.
Yes, Apurva, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so there were, I would like to firstly go over some questions which were there in the chat. One is about the foreign exchange program. So yes, we have got that in place. The details, I can post the link here, so you can go over it. But yes, we do have many students going over there and many women students going over there. So yeah, other than that, so just one thing to mention, nothing, your background or your gender, nothing is holding you back from doing anything in the institute. You can take up any roles, any leadership roles. You can simply go, just give entire time to research, etc. So it's just based upon your interest. Also, I would like to mention about the SMP, which is the Student Mentorship Program. So like a mentor is allotted to you officially once you join the institute for first year and in the second year as well. But in the first year, you will have a mentor to go to if you have any concerns. I can so we have shared the link to the SMP program. We will also share the link or maybe briefly I can go over I can show you the contacts where like during this counseling session, if you have counseling rounds, if you have any doubts, you can reach out to us. So I'll simply go over it. Just a second.
Apurva, we can post the link actually.
Okay,
sure. I will mention it at the end.
Right, sure. So I'll post the link. That's it. Yeah, so that was all from my side. Also one more fact to mention. So our campus is also LGBTQ plus like inclusive. So there was a doubt in from the forms. So yeah, that's it. And we have got a student-run organization which is Sathi in place here. So you can reach out to that. It also maintains anonymity. So you can be assured in that respect as well. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Apurva. Ishita?
Yeah, adding a few lines from my experience, I can say that nothing has stopped me to explore things at IIT Bombay, and there has always been ample of opportunities here, and also the environment is really comfortable. It is all about how we manage our time and how dedicated we are towards to pursue our dreams. And I'll be always thankful to IIT Bombay. And I hope all you guys get whatever college you want and all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishita. Kirti?
Yeah, I agree with Ishita. Like, IIT Bombay has ample opportunities, and the campus is very safe. And I personally am very happy for my decision to be here, and hoping that you guys are also as excited as we are to get you onboarded on your new journey. And all the best. Yeah.
Thank you, Kirti. Professor Chaudhary, would you like to, have some closing remarks?
Okay, so I think I was listening to all of these comments. I think there are a lot of good suggestions, okay, that has come out. And I think hopefully this will clear many of your doubts. But just at the end, I would like to say that life is yours, choice is yours, okay. What you want to do, what you want to pursue, okay, that would be, of course, is your choice. And just take IIT Bombay as just simply an enabling system which help you realize those choices if you happen to be in our campus. Okay, so that's the best use. That's the promise we make to our students, right? So that we'll try to see that you can fulfill as much of your potential as you are, with, and that's what our, the whole purpose of IIT Bombay. And then I end with by saying that no matter whether you join IIT Bombay or any other institute, okay, I wish all of you all the best in your career. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Chaudhary. So I just wanted to give a last set of remarks regarding today's session and conclude things. First is I hope for all of you you got a very good exposure to the system that we have at IIT, what all amenities are there, and also the support mechanism that is available in terms of faculty, students, as well as institute mechanisms that will help you navigate IIT and will be there to support you through the whole situation. So I hope all of you got a good feel of everything. We also have a JEW help desk, and what Apurva also was mentioning, she will post the link over here, which is we have a contact us page. We have many student mentors. You can contact them. You can also mail to the help desk email ID, which is also mentioned over there. I'm the nodal faculty, so I will respond to those. So any further questions that are there, I hope we were able to cover most of the questions or the theme of the question. Obviously, some questions are phrased slightly differently, but it should be able to cover, we have tried to cover every aspect of it. And if something is left, please feel free to email and contact us. We are all very approachable, but like I said, there are many emails that come, so there may be some time in responding. And we will also have the recording of this available in YouTube. The link I will upload in the same Google Doc that was shared with you, so you can access the recording at any time if you want to go back and look at things, or if you have missed or you joined a little late. So please go over everything. And in closing, I hope all of you, all the best with future wherever you are going. I hope many of you come to IIT Bombay, and we look forward to that. And uh, all the best. And with that, I think we can end the session. Thank you. And thank you to all the panelists as well. I forgot to say that, but thank you for your time. And I hope everyone enjoyed the session also. Thank you.
Thanks, Meera.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And bye to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. We can stop the streaming. I will just